If only the American economy worked like that microphone. I have, hold on. I have an ongoing list that I've been working on since I've been here in Europe about things not to do as an American poet in Europe. Do you want to hear? And I just now I came up with one about challah. But do you want to hear some of them? Okay. So when you're on the train, inevitably you're going to Switzerland, you'll be searched and stopped by the Swiss police, and they'll say a lot of things you don't understand. And then you say, "I'm sorry, I'm an American," and they're like, "Oh." And then they say, "Why are you coming to Switzerland?" And you say, and this is what you don't do. You don't say, "I'm going to Switzerland to do poetry," because it just confuses them, and the Swiss police do not like to be confused. So if there is another American poet here in the audience, tell the Swiss police that you are going there for the cheese, and maybe, you'll spring for a swatch. If you're in London, the most important thing not to do is to spend any money, because you have to remember that a pound equals like $30, and and that same rule holds true for Germany and for France, and Italy and Spain, anywhere that's on the euro, but not for Poland. Poland is like the one country in Europe where you can go as an American and feel rich. And I'm sorry if there's Polish people in the audience. Another thing not to do in... All these stories are true, by the way, so this is like just embarrassing now. If your Polish friends in a bar tell you to go up to the really attractive bartender and say, "Dobra piczka," don't do it. Because apparently Dobra piczka means something like really nice vagina. And it doesn't mean you make a killer drink or whatever you wanted to say. Don't do that. Instead, just say dziękuję like everyone else does. For France, do not tell French people jokes about French people. They don't... But you can totally tell German people jokes about French people. Do you want to hear one? Oh God. I'm not going to get out of Europe alive after that. Like what do 1,000 French soldiers look like walking in a line? Okay, so moving on really fast. So the one about challah is, you have a tram here that's called Happy Future. Okay. So if you happen to be on LSD or some other illegal substance that makes you hallucinate, and Toby Glufka or someone else who lives here, for instance, convinces you that it will really bring you to a happy future, don't believe him. You're going to end up alone and walking through a nightmarish fortress of your own imagination. Okay. That's that for that. Okay. Thank you for listening. It's been fun. No. I have one more poem. This has been requested, and it's called The Distance. Put me in the distance. Now, if you don't know the distance, it's out there. It's kind of like where the truth has this way of answering all your questions without even having to speak. Like the first time you set eyes on the first love of your life as they were just walking down the street. Put me in the distance where you can riddle rumors out about my existence. Like maybe Alex would say, I heard that Danny was kidnapped by a renegade Amazon tribe in the Amazon. And they took him under their wing. So now his blowgun skills are perfect. See, when I'm in the distance, myth making, it ain't gonna be my job anymore. It'll be yours. And I think it would be just what the doctor ordered if I was in the distance so long that there was a band of Danny impersonators running the streets of Deutschland like quicksand horses that everyone's eyes could just sort of sink into, and I feel it. Like our hearts are all in the distance, pumping vision into our blood and blood back into our vision. Distance is being able to see things from the inside out. Distance is where the future grows. Distance puts the marrow in tomorrow. Distance is what I want to eat for breakfast. It's the bullseye tattooed to the inside of my solar plexus, and only the sunset can pierce it. So when I'm gone, I'll be gone. My back will be turned by the time y'all's arrows are drawn. And the distance that I'm all wrapped up in will put the potential energy in your quiver. Distance is the backbone in my swagger and the twang in my stupid honesty. See, without the distance, my gunslinger's wrists hang lifeless with arthritis at my sides, and the gypsy of my lips forgets how to kiss the sky. Without the distance, some nights I grind my wisdom teeth into a fine powder and I lace my cigarettes with it. Other nights I use it to fill the empty hourglasses. I put them in the world where things always get turned upside down to feel like I have more time. I do headstands on escalators. I'll hit my spirit with a reflex hammer just to see if it's knee jerks. I'll get used to the different days, same t-shirts. I'll play with symbols and reverse till I bleed earth. Listen, these words are patchwork nothing. I left my Patrick's right between West 4th and Bleecker. So now I bare knuckle box the past with a blindfold on. I'll keep tomorrow a breath away and break dawn like an egg across the home of your hate, because distance is a dynamite sack of static packed with matchsticks stuck on motion, and I am a riverstone explosion, a chiseled whisper, an echo crumbling into itself. A clover growing its fourth leaf. Check your kinetics, check my kinetics, striking lightning off the braille of our pulse. Put me in the distance and I will go. I will go to the pawn shop at the end of the universe, where the pawn shop owner keeps his beard in check with that razor blade you may have traded in for a second chance. And he'll look at me from behind those elusive crossed arms and that wayward smile that pawn shop owners often have, and I'll just take a look around. I'll see the angel wings slung up on the walls, and all of our old dreams bottled in jars on shelves that slant for the weight, until I realize that this is as far as I can go. I'll move the distance out of the way, walk up to that pawn shop owner and say, listen, I've got a great story. It's about a spirit trying to find his way back to his bones. And I'm willing to trade it in just so long as you can give me directions on how to get back home. Thank you.